Now, coming to the next passage, who wants to read? Please raise your hand. Okay, Ashank, go ahead.
I'm audible.
Yeah.
Tension prevailed in the Jawahar area in the Palghar district after the three Mumbai residents traveling in the Ford EcoSport to Silvassa were illegally lynched late on Thursday night. The Khasa police said the incident occurred near the Gangochila village under their jurisdiction. Information received by us indicates that the three occupants of the SUV hailed from the information received by us indicates that three occupants of SUV hailed from Kadiwali in Mumbai and were going to attend a funeral in Silvassa. Superintendent of the police Gaurav Singh, Palghar police said a large mob of villagers surrounded the car within a matter of minutes and started attacking it with a stick, iron rod, and their bare hand, leading to the death of all the three occupants. One of our patrolling vehicle later spotted the several injured trio lynching on the road and stopped to find out the matter. However, our team was also attacked by the mob and the vehicle pelted with the stone. Our personnel had to flee and were unable to rescue to the victims. An officer with the Casa police said a wireless alert was sent out later apprising all the police stations and the unit of incidents, following which reinforcements were sent to the village and combining and operations were taken. Prima facie information indicates that the ratio were mistaken by the thieves and attacked. The villagers were on the edge due to the ongoing lockdown and inability of the essential supplies for the past few days. Several rumors have been doing the round on the social media that the thieves and the cats targeting a village on the highway. As a result, villagers have been patrolling the highway and stopping a late night travelers on suspension, the officer said.
Okay. Fine. So as you can see, this is a passage, but it is more in the nature of a legal problem, right? Because as you saw the previous one, it was like fully in the nature of a comprehension passage. What is natural justice? What are the elements of natural justice, etc. Here, again, it is a passage, but it is more dealing with a factual situation. So you can understand they're going to ask some problem type questions based on it. Okay. Now, very simply, there was a vehicle, SUV, which was carrying three, people going to some sort of, occasion, maybe a funeral or something. And along the way, they were lynched by the villagers in that area. Now, lynched means like kind of like, mob justice, where, kind of you catch hold of someone and you kind of beat them to death, right? Which you have seen in many cases, unfortunately in India, what we see nowadays. Now, lynching is something which is extraordinary justice. It is known as vigilante justice. Vigilante means like, for example, any of the, superheroes like we have like Batman or Superman, they are known as vigilantes because they are going outside the judicial means. What's the correct way? The correct way is arresting that person or taking them to police station, filing a case against them, having a judge decide the punishment, locking them up, hanging them, whatever it is. But you can't just take out people from a car and beat them to death. That is vigilante justice. That is mob mentality. That is lynching. Okay. Now, uh, why did they do it? They did it because in the lockdown time, of course, like tensions were very high, people were very nervous, and they didn't know what was going on. And they had heard that people used to come along that area and then loot the people and like steal all their wealth. So obviously, naturally, they were like little worried when they saw this car, and when they stopped to investigate, there might have been some words exchanged by them, due to which this incident occurred. Okay. Now let us move on to the questions. John, go ahead.
So, which of the following statements given below justifies criminalization of mob lynching? A, A, B, and C, I think, are out of scope of the passage because they don't have any real reasoning for the statements. But D, violence cannot be a tool to implement the will of the majority, and such actions are failure of the state. That I think that's the correct option.
Why do you say A, B, and C don't have any reasoning? What's the reason why you have eliminated them?
In case of option A, in a democracy, the actual power rests with the people, and their actions cannot be penalized by the state. That does not have really anything to do with mob lynching, because mob lynching is not exactly a thing which has to happen in a democracy, and it signifies a state which is out of control. So, and in option B states that there is no law in India which specifically prohibits mob lynching, and therefore it's a justified act of people. This is of course not right, because mob lynching cannot be justified. And C, it is impossible to punish the wrongdoer, and that does not justify the criminalization. That does not um, say why the criminalization of mob lynching can be justified.
Okay, good enough. Now, like we said that, process of elimination, if you just look directly, then you can say obviously in a democracy that the actual power rests with the people and the actions cannot be penalized by the state. Okay, this doesn't justify criminalization. This is actually encouraging mob lynching. They're saying like, oh, you can't, stop the people from doing what they want. They will do what they want. So obviously, what you're saying is that you should not criminalize mob lynching because it won't help. People have the power; they should do what they want. So it's going against the question, right? Secondly, there is no law which specifically prohibits mob lynching, and therefore it is justified act of people. Once again, if you're saying it's justified act, that means you're saying it should not be criminalized. If you're saying like murder is good, murder is justified, then you are not saying that murder should be illegal, right? It's the opposite. Again, third, it is impossible to punish the wrongdoer, then why will you criminalize? What's the point of criminalizing? If you say that a murderer after murdering runs away and you can't catch them, then what's the point of making murder illegal, right? So if you look at the elimination method, then again the answer is D. But if you look only at answer D directly, violence cannot be a tool to implement the will of majority, and such actions are failure of state. That is why it should be criminalized, isn't it? Because it's not you can't just go around lynching people. That's not correct. Therefore, you must criminalize the people who perform such an action. Okay, that's the answer. Good. Next. Okay, Kunal, go ahead.
Which of the following statement justifies the criminalization of mob lynching as a distinct offense apart from murder? The offense of murder is committed by a single individual or a group, but mob lynching involves a large group of individuals. When violence is committed by a mob, it creates a situation of terror and anarchy, having potential to disturb the public peace for a longer period. Mob lynching is an offense which supports the idea of might is right and cannot be accepted in a democratic society. D, all of them. Sir, all options are okay. All options are supporting. So answer should be D.
Why? Why do you feel that they are correct?
Sir, because see, the option A, the offense of murder is committed like murder is committed by a single person, and a mob lynching involves a group of people who gather for a same purpose. So option A is correct from my side, and option B, when mob violence is created, like when mob violence is done, the people are like terrorized, like they should not, they will, whenever they can be attacked. So I think B should also be right. I just have little bit confusion with option C.
Okay, fair enough. So you are right. You're on the right track. Offense of murder is committed by single individual or group, because murder is not necessarily that one person is the one who murders. Maybe 3-4 people go and stab, like Caesar, for example, Julius Caesar. He was stabbed by like so many of his own senators, including Brutus, at the same time. So you can't say any one person murdered Caesar. It was a lot of people together. But mob lynching involves a large group of people. Means murder can be by one, it can be by group, but mob lynching is always by group, and the group is usually much larger than the one that is found in murder. Even if a group of people murder, it is usually a smaller group of people, right? But in a mob lynching, there can be tens of people, even sometimes hundreds of people. Okay, that's one. Secondly, when violence is committed by a mob, it creates a situation of terror and anarchy, having potential to disturb the public peace for a longer period. Now, definitely, all of this can be said to be true for murder also. It creates a situation of terror. It has the potential to disturb peace. But they have used the phrase for a longer period, and they have used the phrase anarchy. Anarchy means taking law into your own hands, like we discussed vigilantism. right? Anarchy, murder doesn't usually have any concept of anarchy. It means, okay, fine, I hate somebody, I go and murder them, right? But mob mentality, vigilante justice, or lynching sort of has a righteousness about it. Like what we are doing as a mob, that is correct. Okay, that is right. We are doing for the greater good of society. That is the mentality behind such lynching actions. That is why the word anarchy is used. If you Google the word anarchy, you will understand the meaning of the word. Okay, having potential to disturb the peace for longer period. Obviously, when there's a lynching that takes place, it has a kind of long lasting impact, much greater than murder, because it has been done by the community as a whole. The entire village in this case was responsible, right? It affected the entire peace of mind of the entire area and not just one person. Okay, that is why they are saying B. And thirdly, mob lynching is an offense which supports the idea of might is right and cannot be accepted in democratic society. Why this is different from murder is because might is right means what? Might of the collective people, of the group of people. That means might is right means what? When there are a lot of people, they are going to kind of hold precedence over one person, right? Murder, that's not usually the case. Murder, you can say might in the sense of like, physical strength or using some kind of like weapon or something like that. But here when they are saying might, they are linking it to democratic society. So might in the sense of society, not in the sense of physical strength, which might be seen in murder. Okay, what they are saying is a group of people in society have the ability to control one person or two people or small group of people, right? Majority over minority. Might is right. That cannot be accepted in democratic society, because in democratic society, everyone is equal. Nobody is superior to another person. Okay, that is the reason. Next. Okay, next one. Okay, hijab, go ahead.
The above passage states that the existence of rumors in the area regarding the thieves and the cats robbing the villagers or committing child lifting in the light of this uh, proposition, which of the following statement is correct? So I think option C is the most appropriate one, because the villagers should be punished, as no individual in the country is entitled to take law in his own hands and punish the wrongdoer.
Okay, why not A, B, or D?
uh, so first, the villagers should not be punished as there was a genuine mistake on their uh, part. So I can't draw any conclusion from this. Like they should not be punished as there was genuine mistake on their part. Uh, it doesn't really make any sense for me. The
Because
be
there's a phrase which says ignorance of the law is no excuse. So if there was a
yes, sir.
mistake, I did not know that it was wrong to hit,
Yes, sir.
you can't use that excuse, right? Okay.
Yes, sir. Second, that is the option B. Villagers should be punished as they do not have any right to punish any other person unless he is an offender. So here, like because the villagers they thought that those people they were offenders. They committed that mob lynching. So I think in that context, if we see, then option B should not be the correct answer.
Yeah, over here, they should be punished and they do not have any right to punish any person. Till here, it's correct. Unless
Yes, sir.
offender.
Unless he is an offender.
It might be that they're offender, but you still don't have any right to.
Yes, sir. We can't take laws in our own hand. Option C, I think it's correct. Option D, the villagers should not be punished as they have the right of private defense against such incidents in which they can even kill a person. So in these sort of cases, we have seen that right to protect one's private property or right to private defense exceeds. It has a certain limit. You can't just exceed that limit. And here, those people who were coming or who were passing through the highway, they weren't creating any sort of ruckus or any sort of attack on those people. Then I think these should not be the answer.
Yeah. So exactly. So first of all, private defense has to be proportionate to what the harm is incurred. These people were just passing through. There was maybe apprehension that of any harm, because like they had experienced such thing in past. But this kind of exceeds the defense of private defense. And second of all, they should not be punished is not correct, because if you see, it's a mitigating factor. This exception is not a total exception, it's a mitigating factor. Just like murder, if somebody is like in self-defense, if somebody is attacking you in self-defense, you kill them, doesn't mean you should not be punished at all, right? It might form involuntary manslaughter, right? If you're driving on the road and you run over somebody, reckless driving, okay, that doesn't mean that you are not guilty at all. It means that it's a reduced sentence, okay, if it was the other person's fault. So even if it is private defense, it doesn't mean that they can go unpunished. It means maybe they will have a smaller punishment. And secondly, the crime should fit the punishment. Here, there was no crime by the people in the SUV. Therefore, they should not be punished. And the exception of private defense does not lie with the villagers. Okay. Next one. Okay, Shantanu, go ahead.
So the answer should be D, because as stated in the previous question that no, so we are doing question 88, right?
89.
89, sorry. So yeah, so answer should be D, because as stated in the previous question that no individual in the country is entitled to take law in his own hands and punish the wrongdoer. And in options A, B, and C, it is clearly stated that it is the villagers or the people who took the decision in their own hand and committed mob lynching.
Certainly. They found something which went against their own morality. Suppose eating meat of any other animal, or selling drugs, or like a woman being a witch. In fact, witch hunting was the primary example of mob lynching. Okay, what they would do is the villagers back in the 15th, 16th centuries in Europe, in England, and places like that, they would accuse a woman of being a witch, okay, and then they would say that witches can swim. Okay, this was their kind of logic. They said that a witch can never drown, a witch will always swim no matter what. So they would tie a very large rock to the woman and throw in the river, okay, saying that in case she floated, that means that she was a witch, and then they would again kill her, which obviously never happened. Obviously the woman always sank to the bottom, and they said, oh, turns out she wasn't a witch, we were wrong. Right, but the woman is already dead. Okay, this was the classic example of lynching, mob lynching. Then a lot of Africans back in the day who were like a part of the slave trade by the KKK and other white supremacist organizations would indulge in mob lynching. Okay, so they would hang the African American people or the people belonging to the black community from the trees till they were dead. That is perfect example of mob lynching. Okay, so these are the kind of origins of mob lynching. Nowadays we see it also. Somebody was selling a certain kind of meat, they were beaten to death. Okay, such kind of things. Even if there was a drug peddler selling drugs in the hostel, it was wrong. He should have been handed over to he or she should have been handed over to the police for the proper action. What was the need to beat him to death by the people? Okay, that is mob lynching. That is a mob mentality. Okay, vigilante justice. Yeah. Now coming to the last one of this passage. Who wants to try? Okay, let me take this one myself. This is more of a logical reasoning kind of question, very, very directly associated reasoning, what we find usually in logical reasoning. They have brought it here. Mob lynching can be justified only in circumstances where the religious sentiments or feelings of large group of people is associated. Definitely not. Where does it say in passage? In fact, in passage always says the opposite. Even in the previous question, if you see, they have said that this is not justified. If you are selling meat which is considered sacred, then you can resort to mob lynching. No. Similarly, over here, why you can say if the religious sentiments are hurt, you can indulge in mob lynching? Of course you can't. That is the whole point of the passage, that you can't indulge in mob lynching just because your sentiments are hurt. If your sentiments are hurt, go the proper legal route, take the matter to police. Police will file a FIR, matter will go to court, court will decide, judge will give a sentence, then that person will be punished, right? Don't go and do it yourself, right? Secondly, religious sentiments of feeling of paramount incidence for state and should not be interfered. Again, completely wrong. It doesn't say so in the passage. And in fact, it says that no matter what the reason, you cannot take the law into your own hands. Therefore, both A and R are wrong, and therefore C is the answer. Okay.